Hey everybody, Steven here, and today looking at a gaming chair from GTPlayer. With this, I'm going to talk about the process of making this chair here in a second, and then we'll get into the specs with this, and then I'll cover what I like about this product and any potential downside that I've seen. But with this actually took a little bit longer than other chairs I've made. It took about half an hour to make this, but it does have more going on with it than some of the other chairs that I've reviewed in the past, and that's what makes this chair more unique also. So with this, the big thing here is all the different settings and adjustments that you can do with this. So we have the height adjustment, and I'm actually going to bring up kind of the specs here just because I want to make sure that I cover every little detail. So you can see the dimensions here in terms of the width, the height of this. The big things to point out in terms of the adjustment for how low you can put this to how high. The lowest, we're going to look at 18.5 inches, and then we can bump that up for the height at 22.5 inches. This has a 20-inch base for the pad that you sit on. I do like that feature because I've had some in the past that are quite narrow, or maybe they're raised up, and if you don't like that, with this, it's 100% flat. And another thing that I'm going to cover here in a second that makes this more unique is how they've actually made that cushion. But before I get there, the recommendations on height. So this is saying 5'3" to 5'13". That for our US system, that's not a thing. This would actually be 6'1", but I think it's just a conversion issue going from whatever they're using in China, as I believe where these are made, to the US system. And then the weight, 110 to 175 pounds is recommended, but the max here for height is 6'1", and then the max on the weight is 300 pounds. And now I want to come back to the cool feature with the base here and the springs before I go to the mechanical adjustments that this can do. With this, it says technological cloth. I'm not sure what that means. It feels like a microfiber. It is very soft and comfortable, I will say that. But underneath this, you have a high density foam or sponge, and this is pretty common on a lot of office chairs. I've been waiting for a change up to this. Maybe memory foam is kind of the big thing that I'm hoping for, but this is a good step in that direction because again, it changes it up. Underneath that, you have a pocket spring, so it has more movement to it, which makes this more unique amongst all the other chairs that I've used. So now let's get into the mechanical adjustments with this. So we have that height adjustment here, and basically this is 4 inches based off of the diagram that they have. So you can go up and down, 18.5 at the bottom, and then 22.5 at the top. This can lean back, and with this you have 3 different settings. Now I'm just saying that based off of the information that they have on the listing here, but that actually isn't technically true. You can stop this wherever you want. It goes from 90, which is vertical, all the way back to 165, but you get any space in between. So normally you would see it'd be 90, 135, 165, and that's pretty common amongst chairs. But with this, again, you get to stop it wherever you want, which is a very cool feature that I like. And then last, you have this footrest. And I've had footrest on other chairs before. This one is just going to be a little bit nicer because those have all been hard plastic, but this one has this very soft material on it, so it feels better. Now, I'm not one to typically lean all the way back in a chair, but this is really cool because this is a softer material. It just feels like a nice recliner. And now it's not as plush as like the couch type reclining chair, but this just feels more comfortable than the other ones I've used. Again, because a lot of times those have like hard plastic on it. It just doesn't feel great on the legs. So I could see a lot of people just relaxing in this, playing some games, potentially maybe nodding off because it is comfortable here, but I do like this feature because of the material they've made this out of. Now, some of the other adjustments here, we have the lumbar support pillow. This can go up and down, but you cannot increase how much it kind of pushes out. It is just this set height to it in terms of the distance between the chair and how far it's poking out, right? So that may be something where you would need a different size pillow if this doesn't provide enough support. Where other chairs may have an adjustment to this, this really just can go up and down. The other thing here is going to be the neck pillow. Similar situation. So you just have that kind of one setting because it's a pillow. You can bump it up a little bit so you do get some height here, but if you think this is maybe too small or too big, you can't really adjust it beyond that because it's just the set density that it has. Now, I wouldn't call those flat out negatives. I'd kind of put that in a gray area where I would just want people to know that and be mindful before purchasing this. The only flat out kind of downside that I see with the chair is as you fully lean back, if you are taller and weigh over 200 pounds, it feels like as you're back and maybe you go there with just a little bit of speed, it feels like the whole chair may tip on you. So it just kind of makes you a little bit nervous. So as you go back, just do it with ease. Don't slam this thing back, and be mindful. If you are 6'1", if you weigh over 200 pounds, that is something where you start to go back. It may just, you get that little jolt where it's like, whoa, I feel like I'm gonna fall. But if you just lean all the way back, it's secure. If I was to slam back as I'm sitting there though, it might actually tip. And I think the remedy for that would be a wider base, but you have a trade-off because as it gets wider with the base and the wheels, it's just taking up more space. One last thing I did want to cover was the armrests don't have any adjustments. So you don't get any height adjustment to it. You can't shift these forward. You can't internally, externally rotate them like you can with some other chairs because they're in this fixed position so that as you lean back, you still get access to the armrests. Where other chairs that they do have those adjustments, as you lean back, you won't actually really be able to use the armrest, which is another feature here that makes this chair more unique. So as I've leaned all the way back, I kind of rest my arms on those if I want to. So in my opinion, GTPlayer has another solid entry to their lineup with this chair. I like the microfiber type cloth that they have on this. I do like all of the adjustments that the chair can make, especially that reclining position with my legs all the way out. But again, be mindful. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? Just as you lean back, don't do it with a ton of force. I do like the overall aesthetics of this chair. Definitely has that gamer vibe to it. And they have other options for the colors also. So if you wanted to get the black, blue, or light blue version, they have those. And again, the gray area thing here is just going to be the lumbar support pad, and then the neck pad only being adjustable for the height. You can't actually adjust how much this kind of pushes into those joints to give more or less support. But those can be easy fixes also, as you can always just get a pillow and throw it back there if you want more support. You could take this off if you needed less support. But again, those are just things to be mindful of, and I think for most people, this is going to be an incredible chair for you, and they're bringing all of this in at a price point that is very affordable. A lot of other chairs out there are way expensive. They've brought this to the market at a price that I think most people will agree on is very affordable, especially with all the different adjustments that you're getting with this chair, and you're getting this in a package that has these very cool gamer aesthetics. So that's going to wrap this video up. If you have any questions about this chair, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure to answer that for you there. I will have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If you like the video, hit the like button for me as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.